Good morning, all. Today's topic of discussion is Digital Design and Issues, Part 5. The objective of this lecture is to make the students familiarize with timing hazards in combinational circuits. So, what is a hazard? A hazard is said to exist when a circuit has the possibility of producing a glitch. When the input to the combinational network changes, unwanted switching transient may appear in the output. These transients occur when different paths from input to the output have different propagation delay. So, because of the differences in propagation delays in the path, the output may change momentarily. That is called as the glitch. So, you'll see the types of hazard and then how to find out the hazard and then how to eliminate the hazard. So the first type is static hazard. It is the possibility of a brief signal value change when the signal was expected to be stable due to the timing. So due to the different propagation path delays, the output is momentarily changed. That is called as a static hazard, and these static hazards are of two types: static 1 hazard and static 0 hazard. So when the output is logic high and momentarily it is becoming logic low for a very small duration, few nanoseconds, then it is called as a static 1 hazard. And if the output is expected to be logic low for continuously for a clock cycle and momentarily it is becoming logic high, then it is called as a static 0 hazard. So momentarily means for few nanoseconds the output is becoming logic high. The another type of hazard is called as the dynamic hazard, that is the possibility of multiple output transitions caused by a single input transition due to multiple signal path from different delays. So in static hazard, we have seen that there is a one change in the output momentarily for once there is a change. But if there is possibility of multiple transitions in the output, then that becomes the dynamic hazard. So we can see that the output is expected to be logic high and momentarily more than once it is becoming logic low, that is multiple times. So that is a dynamic hazard. So that same case may be there for the logic low signal also. So multiple times output is becoming logic high. So this is unexpected transition in the output for the single transition in the input. Multiple times output is changing, so that becomes the dynamic hazard. Now we'll see the circuit and we'll see how this hazard can be detected and then how to eliminate the hazard. So this is one logic circuit in which we can see there are two AND gates and one OR gate, and the input signal I1 and I0 are applied to the two logic gates. The second input to the AND gates are from S. One is directly connected and other is connected through one inverter. So the path delay for this first signal is 0 and for the second signal it is equal to the propagation delay through this NOT gate. Now for this particular circuit, whether the hazard is present or not, that we can check by checking the timing diagrams. So you see the first set of timing diagrams, which is the ideal case in which the propagation delay are not considered. It is considered that there is an ideal transition and no delays are there. So I1 and I0 are considered to be continuously logic high, and S will decide the output of this first and second AND gate. So we can see that S is initially logic high and then it is becoming logic low. So as per this S changes, I2, I3 will also change. I2 is exactly inverted waveform of S because it is the output of a NOT gate. Then we have a I3. I3 is output of first AND gate. That also depends upon the S input because the second input I1 is continuously logic high. So wherever there is a transition of S, I2, I3 will also change. So I3 and S both are exactly same. Then we have I4. I4 is same as your I2 waveform. And as Y is nothing but the ORing of I3 and I4. So I3 and I4 both the waveforms are having the transition at the same time. So ORing of these two waveforms will result into the continuous logic high signal. But this is the ideal case. Now considering the propagation delay, if we try to draw the timing diagrams, what we will see over here. Again, I0, I1 are continuously logic high. S is initially logic high, then it is becoming logic low. Now I2, if we'll try to observe, I2 is not exactly inversion of S. There is a propagation delay which is also considered. So S is initially logic high, so I2 will be logic low. S is having the transition over here from high to low. I2 is not having the transition instantly. There is a propagation delay. For example, if the delay through each gate is considered as suppose 1 nanosecond. So there is a delay of 1 nanosecond observed over here. So this is 1 nanosecond and then there is a transition in I2. Now I3 is actually same as S, but as it will be traveling through the AND gate, again there is a delay of 1 nanosecond. So after the transition of S, there is a delay of 1 nanosecond, after which I3 is becoming logic low. Same is the case for I4. So I4 and I2 actually they are same in ideal case, but as the signal will be traveling through one AND gate and then I4 is obtained, so I4 is also having delay of further 1 nanosecond. So for this I4, if you will see, because of I2 there is a delay of 1 nanosecond and again further it is traveling through the AND gate, there is again addition of 1 more nanosecond, so total delay will be 2 nanoseconds. And now the OR gate is combining I3, I4. So I3, I4 they are not having the transitions at the same age. There is a delay of 1 nanosecond. And because of that, instead of getting a continuous logic high signal, we are getting a logic low signal for a small duration of 1 nanosecond, and that is the glitch. That is the unexpected transition in the output. But as the transition is occurring only once, it is a static hazard and it is expected to have continuous logic high signal and momentarily it is becoming logic low. So it is a static one hazard which is present. Now is there any other way to check whether the hazard is present or not? Yes, that is possible. So for this circuit, the output expression is obtained and then from that the K-map is drawn. So in the K-map, the entries corresponding to logic 1 output, that is when Y is equal to logic 1, those entries are done and then the groups are made to obtain the logical expression. Now if you see the grouping over here in the first K-map, if you see the grouping, then the cells, the logic ones which are present in the adjacent cells, they are combined. There is first group of 2, this is second group of 2. But if you will observe this logic 1 and this logic 1 signal, as they are in the adjacent cell, they should be grouped, but it is not appearing over here. The grouping is not there. So this indicates there is a possibility of hazard for this particular circuit. A static hazard can occur when changing a single output variable causes a jump from prime implicant to the other. So the meaning is these are the prime implicants which are in the adjacent cells, but they are not grouped anywhere. So if you will try to make a group, so now observe this second K-map in which this group is shown with red color. So if this group will be done, then the possibility of hazard can be removed. So by grouping this, we can have the additional hardware. Like when this group will be made, we will get another set of expression that is equal to I1, I0. So one AND gate which is having one input I0, another input as I1 can be used, and then that can be given to the OR gate, so that now the output expression consists of 3 terms, and this is the corresponding circuit. Now in this corresponding circuit you can see the additional AND gate which is opted over here. So by adding this extra hardware, we can reduce the possibility of hazard in the output of this particular circuit. So the solution is include an additional prime implicant, that is the prime implicant term I0, I1 means the additional hardware, one extra AND gate, so that the hazard can be removed. There is one more solution to remove this hazard by adding one flip-flop. So we will see how this is done, and this is the corresponding circuit. So for the same logic circuit, if at the output of this OR gate, if one flip-flop is added and it is driven with a clock, then the glitch in the output Y can be removed. So you'll see the timing diagram for this. Now the waveforms are same whatever we have seen. This is the output of that OR gate which is acting as a D input for the flip-flop. Now you can just know the property of this D flip-flop, that the output will have the transition only at the rising edge of the clock. As per this symbol, the flip-flop will make the transition in the output only at the rising edge of the clock. So when the rising edge of the clock will come, then only there will be change in the output, even though the input changes. Now here in this case D is changing momentarily, but if you see there is no rising edge of the clock, so there will not be any transition in the output. So output will remain continuously logic high even though there is a glitch in the input. So by this way we can eliminate the hazard. Now this is one more example in which again you can observe the circuit diagram. Here that B signal which is applied to one gate, it is directly applied, to another gate it is going through the NOT gate, and the circuit is very similar to which we studied earlier, and this is the truth table corresponding to that. Again these are the two prime implicant terms which are not combined, and that indicates the possibility of hazard. So this is the timing diagram, and this is the status of F. So momentarily it is becoming logic low for 10 nanoseconds, which is not expected. Actually the output should be continuously logic high. So this is your B signal, this is D, E, and then this is F. So F is nothing but the ORing of this D and F, and as that is becoming low, that is because of the propagation delay, we are getting a glitch over here. And here also by adding the extra term, by using this prime implicant which is nothing but the combination of these two entries in the truth table, so we can add one more term. So previously in the previous circuit F is AB bar or BC. Now here we have added one more term, that is OR AC, so that we can remove the possibility of hazard. Now this is another circuit in which we can detect the static zero hazard. So if you will observe this circuit carefully, previous circuit it was initially the ANDing operation and then the ORing operation. So there is a possibility of static 1 hazard. Now here if you will observe, we have OR gates and then one AND gate. So for such type of circuits, like ORing and then ANDing, we have the possibility of static zero hazard. So this type of circuit, you can see the output F. What is the what this type of expression is called as? It is the product of sum, POS, and in the previous case it was the sum of products. So for sum of product type of logical expressions, there is a possibility of static 1 hazard, and for product of sum there is a possibility of static 0 hazard. So here also again the timing diagrams are shown and the K-map is shown. So in this K-map again you can see the groups of 4 are made. This is one more group in which 2 cells are grouped together. As this expression is product of sum, we'll take the entries in the K-map corresponding to logic 0 instead of logic 1, and then we can have the grouping. And in this grouping again you can see the adjacent cells like this 0 and this 0, they are not grouped anywhere, or this 0 and this 0, they are also not grouped anywhere. So by grouping these two, we can again add the extra terms in the expression, and then we can reduce the possibility of hazard. So the same K-map enlarged diagram is shown over here. The grouping is done for these adjacent zeros, and the additional terms are included in this expression. So by adding these terms and adding the hardware corresponding to this, we can remove the static zero hazard. Now there is another type of hazard that we have seen, that is the dynamic hazard. So in this dynamic hazard, there are multiple transitions in the output. So due to some versions of literal taking on opposite values through different paths with different delays and reconverging may cause an output that was to change value to change 3 times instead of once. Like this is one circuit in which the output is changing 3 times instead of once. So this is A signal, B signal and C signal, and if you observe this B signal, it is taking different path. So this is the first path which is going through this NAND gate, then one NOR gate, and then one more NOR gate. Then here we have the B3 signal that will be going through one NOR gate, one NOT gate, and one more NOR gate. And the second B2 is taking the path through 2 NOR gates. So as the same signal B is traveling through the different path through the circuit, and again it is converging over here. So due to this, if we will see the waveforms which are available, that is for A, C, B1, B2, B3, and then finally the corresponding output F, then you can just see as there is a delay, path delay for this B signal. So actually B is same, but B1, B2, B3, if you will see the waveforms are delayed because of the different path delay, which is the path taken by the B signal. As that is different, due to that in the output F there are multiple transitions. So it is becoming 0, then again 1, again 0. So there are multiple transitions in the output, and that is called as the dynamic hazard. So how to eliminate this dynamic hazard? It is very difficult. A circuit that is static hazard free can still have dynamic hazards, and the best approach is design critical circuits to be 2 level and eliminate all the static hazard, or use a good clocked synchronous design style. So to remove the hazards from the combinational circuit, it is recommended that you go for some synchronous clocked synchronous style of design. You add some flip-flops so that the path delay can be equalized, and then that problem of glitch can be solved. Thank you.